Sit your podcast down. We're back, man. Episode we never fucking know.
Nope.
G's in the building. I think it's 28, 29. We got G. We got Reek. We got McFly. We got the dog. Everybody here. We all lit.
Yeah, Bear's here.
I'm with it. So let's see here. Let's we know where we're gonna start at. Start off with this this battle, the Summer Madness 11. Let me see. Where do you guys want to go? What were some of your highlights? Give me a highlight and give me a highlight first. We'll get to the lowlights later. What were some of your highlights of the battles that took all day Saturday to get through?
Oh man. So
listen, back.
Here's a problem with smack events.
No, and highlights first. Highlights first.
Okay.
Highlights first. Good thing.
I really enjoyed the easy.
Yeah, easy in chess. That was fine.
I have a controversial take on that. I think it was the best battle, and it had some of my favorite lines and some of my favorite overall rounds. 100%. Shout out to those two. I wasn't sold on Easy early. I like Easy a lot.
I like Easy.
I like Chess a little more now, a little less. Not a little less now. I don't know. It was good though. It was good rounds.
They friends, right?
It feels like it.
It felt like they were friends. It felt like a battle, but then they were doing friendly things in between, which I was like, I guess I don't know. I don't know enough about them individually.
Yeah, I would have preferred not to cut off, but I would have preferred more of. It was a little bit of this too in the Arsenal Lou battle, but I liked a little more of that energy personally. But we gotta get back to like boys hate each other. I'm tired of this. That's going into low lights. But either way, that battle was good. I think that was obviously everyone's saying classic already. I think it's hard to say it off the rip, but I mean it has a chance of being a classic battle. Agreed.
No, it was a battle that honestly I would go back and listen to it again just to make sure I caught everything.
Yeah,
yes,
that's probably the only battle. Like that's one of the few battles in a long time I feel like I would go back and watch and enjoy it again.
I actually did go back and rewatch a lot of it because it was a lot of good parts that I really enjoyed.
Like the back and forth, like that's how a battle should be. Because just the thing, like with chess, is like his round would be so fire. You're sitting there thinking, like, all right, now how is Easy gonna come back from this? And then Easy would come back fire every time.
Yep.
And then chess would come back like I'm thinking, like, okay, somebody gonna slow down, and they didn't slow down.
That's preparation. That's energy.
Yeah.
That to me, they had something that they both had energy and bars, and a lot of niggas have one. They don't want to admit it. A lot of dudes have one. They had both, and I think they had both for 3 rounds, which is another thing that you don't see all the time. So I that was definitely the best battle of the night. I think we can safely say that. Any other highlights you guys noticed?
I thought Geechee and Cal had a good battle.
Agreed.
Surf and John is controversial to me.
We know low. I think we're gonna get into a low light.
yeah. Because to me, like it wasn't that many highlights personally.
Okay, we gotta get to the low lights now. Yes, I agree. There were not many. We can start with the surf battle. I'll let you go, and then I have my thoughts on it.
All right. So the surf battle. Surf had a really good performance.
Yes.
For Surf.
Yes.
Like Surf, when Surf is on, Surf is on.
100%.
So I can't be mad at people that got him winning 2-1. You know, people are saying he demolished John and all that other stuff. But I can't ignore the fact that I felt that the crowd was a little biased towards John.
By a little, you mean a fucking shit ton, but okay.
Yeah, because when I'm watching the battle, and it's like not a narrative that played because John been trying to battle Surf for like 10 years. So when he finally gets about it, I think they were expecting more from John. But to me, I felt like a lot of his content wasn't getting any reaction that should have been.
Agreed.
Because each round, it felt like John was breaking Surf down in certain ways. And it was almost like, we don't care. We like Surf.
It was like that.
It was like that.
It was bad. Like I remember, like I am always in any performance. When you talk to a nigga, when you look at and you talk to him, you're gonna win for me. And that's my bias. John has some rounds where he's talking to Surf. And only in a culture when like, you know, so-and-so guy is a favorite, can the guy who's giving good rounds, like Surf had good rounds. I ain't gonna hold, he had good rounds.
Yeah.
But when you're
Surf was fire.
But when some of your biggest moments, and I told you this in chat, when some of your biggest moments are you talking about how you don't have 3 rounds most of the time, point deducted. When somebody talk to you, point deducted from you added to them, right? Why those moments should be met with like, but this crowd, and I'm not saying it's all of Houston. I just whatever part of Houston, wherever they pull from Houston to go to this event, just wasn't hearing it. And I think it made it so like by the time John got to his third, it was already over.
Yeah.
And arguably his second was his best round. Arguably it was. Didn't matter.
Right.
You're done. You're done. They wasn't even letting him get through his third round. And I think his third was hot. His third was really good. No one cared. And I felt like that's the Sue effect. You got all the other dudes, like the headliners, they all on his side because he one of the older guys in it, the older of the new guys in it. You know what I mean, like,
yeah, it's like any.
It feels like you can't win. You go up against all the Jersey, all of his people, all of the other names in hip hop. You're up against the crowd, and the crowd sways how people vote. When you going on at basic ass bars, that other dude gonna win. No matter what the other dude say, the other dude gonna win. Oh, he gun so big. Oh, then he won. The other dude won. Gun so big won. I hate that shit. That shit's lame.
Because John was coming like, okay, I'm coming with, and like he wasn't punchlining like that. I'm breaking you down. So it's just like, you know, I'm going to attack every narrative that you said about me. I'm going to not only discredit those narratives, I'm going to discredit you at the same time. Even like when they booed him when he was talking about all the Summer Madnesses he was being on the Surf. One of the Surf's angles before the battles, like, you not bigger, how you ain't on Summer Madness? And he named like, yo, I've been on more Summer Madnesses than you have.
And they booed it.
And he was like naming like, yo, I've been on this one. They was like, so it was almost like I felt bad for John, even though I think John could have a little bit more energy and understanding the crowd that he in and understanding the Surf bike, because Surf has a huge fan base. You're in an uphill battle. But I still felt like they was kind of biased towards him. Like they ain't give him like, or they could have been slow. Because even there was some lines in the Easy and Chess battle that they didn't get any reaction for. I'm like, yo, y'all didn't catch that? Like that was fire.
There were times in that battle, they both looked to the crowd and said, yo, like they had people amped, right? And they were still just like, yo, they like seriously. I was just like, I mean, you can't. The crowd is the crowd, right? What you gonna do? Yeah. But that was a low light. That was an unfortunate low light.
Rightly so too, because some of them bars that they got quiet from, I'm like, wait a minute,
right? I'm like, yo, did we hear this? Like, y'all ain't catch that? Like that was hard. Like, but you know, they was like. I think that was also a theme of the night.
Yes.
with the battles
Yes.
because they were reacting for some of the most simple bars, and anything with any type of complexity got no reaction.
They got lost.
Help me. You say you been to one before? Help me understand, like
Yeah.
on the floor, because most of the joints that I've seen, I've only been a viewer on the internet. So
Okay.
help me understand the
Right.
vibes on the floor. So maybe
Right.
I could put some insight.
Yeah, because this plays a factor, right? So I've been to Smack events. I went to, and I this one, like I'll say I went to Summer Madness 1. So this is like the closer comparison. It's a big event, like Summer Madness is like the battle rap Super Bowl. So when you're there, even though I was in the VIP, so I had like there was places to like sit, but nobody else is really sitting down. Like if you in like the main, like you're in the crowd, you're not sitting. There's really nothing to eat, really nothing to drink. I'm sure it's gotten better since then, but you're having a crowd where you're standing for 6 or 7 hours at an event. And
So
one
they
thing
take long.
right. So, and here's the thing, they got better because the first Summer Madness, when you're actually there, because, they didn't do it live back then.
Right.
You would have a battle and then you're waiting 45 minutes before the next one. Then you're waiting you're waiting like almost an hour in between battles. And if Smack is drunk, you might wait longer than that because Smack will sit there like, yo, I'm not doing another battle till I get another joint of Henny up here. But like Smack will go crazy. And also I learned like Beasley does a lot of the work. Smack is like, I'm around, but I care more about being on the stage, right? So here's what ends up happening at these battles, especially with the guys that have complexity in their bars. When the battles first start, a lot of people have a lot of energy. Because like, yo, I'm hyped. We've been waiting on this. We're getting started. So those early battles normally get more reaction. So I'm not saying Easy and Chess, I think, would have got reaction any time of the night.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were just that fire.
We're good.
But it affected a battle like Hollow and K-Shine, who went like almost last. Mook and Reed they might have got better reaction had they gone like second or third. Because by the time they go, and especially the way Mook and Reed rap, especially Mook, dudes are drunk, dudes are high, dudes are tired. I'm not trying to hear anything complex. I need simple.
Real simple.
I need real simple. So that's why it's like when Mook was sitting there, like when I watched the battle, I know McFly was watching too, and it's like, yo, they not catching anything Mook is saying.
And then the internet's going crazy with the man, so and so Mook trash. These two old uncles at the barbecue. I'm like, oh my God. All right.
And not saying like Mook couldn't have had a better performance, but it was like they act like he's not saying anything. And I guess we'll get into the Mook and Reed battle because like I'm talking about this kind of how it leads into experience. I know it ended up the way it did. For one, I would say Mook and Reed wrote their rounds more so for a small room, and this is why I think Smack dropped the ball because I wouldn't have put them on Summer Madness. Like you got two old school like original battle rap dudes, you need to put them in like an original battle rap setting. Small room.
I have. It's funny you said that because I have a thought on some things that they need to do differently, and that's one of
them. So they wrote it for like a small room. Then also like Mook is not like a punchline rapper. Like Mook is very complex with his bars, and then it's like he's not like Lux or Daylight where the flow is so quick that people like they get more respect as far as like, okay, I gotta go back and watch it because I know I missed up because he's rapping so quick. And he's rapping so fast. Mook is like rapping slow and they still don't get it. So he kind of bores them. You know what I mean? Like Lux and Daylight, they'll be rapping so fast and they'll throw in a punchline here and make it seem like, okay, they've been spitting the whole time. You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, we can. A lot of good points there. I think you can see it over the night, and that's when I talked about it before we started. Yo, y'all cannot give me 8 1 hour battles. You
Yeah,
have to do something different.
Yeah,
A venue change, a switch up, something. Condense it. Give time limits. Something.
When they originally announced Summer Madness and it was only like 4 battles, I'm like, that's perfect.
4 is perfect.
4
no more than 5 or 6, but 4 is perfect.
Right. And even I was like, oh, when they added Easy and Chess, I'm like, cool, that's fire. Because that's all fire battles. But then you started adding Arsenal and Lou Castro and some nigga named Brandon and somebody else. And it's like, why? Because, each battle is going to be almost an hour because you don't put time limits. So, adding all that time and having people standing around, like, it makes for a bad product. So then it's like by the time you get to the end, Cal and Geechee got the crowd back up, but it's like you ain't going to have no energy for no Mook and Reed or Mook, period, because they tired. So, like, Smack got to...
They need to... I think what I fear, and this is where we're getting to, and we actually no. Before we get to the overall, I do want to talk on the Mook battle in particular. Before we get to that, also I like the Arsenal battle too. I like that. I think, but I mean, what I want to get to is just this Mook one. I think I'm biased. Maybe we're biased. Why does everyone hate Mook? We talk about, you can't tell me with a straight face that he lost that battle to Reed. Like, you can't tell me, you can't convince me of that. Like, you can't.
And the reasons why I'm sitting there, people seeing like, okay, people that aren't biased saying like, yo, I give it to Mook 2 or Reed, like 2-1 either way. But people are sitting there acting like Mook wasn't saying shit. And it's like, when they watch it back, see, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Mook. They hate Mook because Mook is like considered the GOAT, right? And they look at his battles and it's like, yo, because they don't like a lot of his battles. But he's kind of like Floyd, where his style is breaking you down and disarming you, and it's not the most entertaining, but he wins. Especially when you watch it back, because I've seen people that thought Verb, like when Verb first battled Mook, it was all like Verb killed Mook. You go to that battle now, look at the comments, like, damn, after watching now, like, I got Mook. And it's like they don't like the fact that he has this type of stature in battle rap, and they don't like his style.
It's the hate the old head shit. I just don't get it. Why is there always a hate, especially with Reed, who's also technically ill.
Reed claims he was out before Mook, so he's like an older. Yeah,
so. I don't get that shit. But I mean, I think the culture has to be willing to adapt and grow, and I get that. But the old guard is what it is. If you don't have a Mook, if you don't have a Lux, you don't have a URL, you don't have Smack. You don't have any of the shit that y'all like. Understand that.
The biggest battles, the new dudes can't, like, if you announce Lux and Daylight today, that's like the biggest battle of the year.
Oh, without a doubt.
Easy.
Without a doubt.
So it's like these new guys, like, their names, they don't ring bells like that. They're not known outside of battle rap like that. Surf, probably.
Surf, maybe.
Surf, maybe. But then it's like, who would Surf battle to get like, okay, you have to battle one of the old dudes to get a crate.
There's no recent dude who could battle him. I mean, no one's gonna get the kind of outside of battle rap him. Like him versus, like, let's say Geechee would be big.
But it wouldn't battle already, and it was fire. But
that's what I'm saying. That's big, but like it's not.
But I was saying, like, those are like the only two that you could be like, okay, they can carry a big event by themselves. Those two,
right? If
they were to battle. Outside of that, it's like, yo, I gotta call Mook. I gotta call Cal. I gotta call. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta call Rex. Like,
yeah. You need, and that's the thing. Like, there's something to
I
be
gotta
said
call
about
Hollow.
Yeah, guys that have established fan bases that have been out for a while that guys know, and that have some fame outside of battle rap, and that's what I think battle rap needs to embrace a little bit. Like when we're talking about some of these battles and how some of these fans react to stuff, you want to not just gravitate towards a select few guys, right? You want to grow it. Believe me, these dudes, Surf don't want to just battle up and coming dudes. Believe me, he doesn't. He wants to grow it because growing it means bigger checks. Bigger checks means, I mean, do the math. You want to grow. You're not going to grow having this obscure fan base that doesn't want to accept new faces or old faces that are trying to be new again. Like, it's not going to work.
Right.
That's why they're calling them. Smack ain't calling Mook because he ain't got shit to do. He wants to bring Mook back. He needs this.
He's
He
a
wants this
big
to
name.
grow. He's a
Right.
big name. Like, I get they want to be like underground, but there's a sense of you have Drake coming to shows now.
Right. Drake, from what I'm hearing, Drake has Smack is throwing Drake an event for his birthday.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So I'm hearing, like, I saw some rumors that I guess Mook is going to be on that card. I think he's battling Briz, but you got history there that makes that a big battle because otherwise Briz couldn't get a Mook. But the fact that they got into a physical fight on stage,
It's time.
it's like now it's like, okay, this is a big deal. You know what I mean? But it's battle rap is just in a weird place. It's almost like a lot of it has to do with fans.
Yo, fans.
Mark Cassidy.
Right, Cassidy brings the energy.
Honestly, I think we do. I think
Like
that's they don't like to admit that. And it's again, and G, you can attest to this, right? You can attest to this. When you start to only appeal to a smaller and smaller subset of people, growth is impossible, right? You need guys that come in that can command more and have a bigger spread, right? And that's kind of what that's what I keep saying. I think if the fans don't want to embrace it, it's never going to be bigger as you want it to be. Because honestly, I want them to get off of some of the formats and some of the ways they present the information. Because everybody will do his podcast. We'll get this out, right? Everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, where the episode at? Where's it at? Where can I find it? Where's it at? It's on this or it's on that, or it can't get here fast enough, right?" If it's a little bit bigger and the app's a little bit fucking better, and they can upload shit fast, it can also lead to a better product for you, the consumer who wants to see this shit. But if you keep it obscure, it won't be that. It'll be like, we'll get it when we can, and that's it. But like, that's why they're trying to bring on Drake. Right. He has millions of people that follow everything he does. This is what they're trying to do. Build this shit.
There's a fear, though. There's a fear of like what happens when things get put to the mainstream and what happens when too many people that aren't real hardcore fans gets involved and, how it gets diluted.
But I think because of, and this is crazy now, like y'all can ask Bob about this too. I think you kind of need that to kind of balance out the hardcore fans because what's happening now, like the hardcore fans of battle rap aren't really like street people. They're mostly like internet dudes.
A lot of that.
So, we was in a battle rap group, Chris Unbiased group. And I like Chris Unbiased as a blogger. But when I tell you the battle rap fans are some of the weirdest people on the face of the earth, I promise you, like I'm not
believe it.
In this battle rap group, it was on Facebook, Chris Unbiased group. Every battle rapper that you could think of was in this group. Every battle rapper that you could think of left that group. Because the fans in there were literally either they were trolling them all day or being disrespectful to them all day. And the other crazy thing is in this battle rap group, they come to find out there have been people there were several rapists in this group, several people that have committed murders. Even Chris Unbiased went to jail for sexual assault.
Yo, what is going on?
Even though the charges end up being dropped, he ended up getting out or whatever. But it was like multiple people like that in this group. These are the fans that are the ones saying, it can't be like this and it can't get mainstream and all this other stuff. These are the people talking about it. Smack understands, like, yo, I don't need those type. Y'all don't come to battles in no way.
Yeah.
So
if you're a fan of battle rap and you don't think that all of your favorites don't want the exact opposite, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You don't think that if they get in 10 a show, let's say, for example, you don't think they want 100 a show?
Right. You're not going to find a battle rapper that doesn't want to start getting booked like boxers get booked for battles.
I mean, and look at some of the things that they're doing now. They try to branch off into mainstream music, getting deals, right? They try to command their own social media. They're pushing merch. When you have those types of outlets and aspirations, you're going to need more eyeballs on your shit. It's just it's simple mathematics. You want more people. That's all there is to this. So I think, and I think you're right, G. It's a fear, but like anything else, man, it's balance. It's a little bit of growth with a little bit of hardcore, and we keep it going. But you got to have a little bit of both, because if what you have isn't growing, it's dying. At the end, if it's not growing, it's dying. Growth is going to come, or is going to eventually dissipate and be nothing, or the bag will be dropped, and somebody else will pick it up and make it hot, make it cool, and then they'll be like, oh man, at least this is something that this is something that employs a lot, almost 99% black folk. Yeah, I'm all about growing this shit. Are you serious? You have a couple here and there that maybe are Hispanic or whatever, but like, no offense, but something that's a black owned thing, yeah, fuck yeah, I want this to grow and make millionaires out of these people. Of course, like, why wouldn't I?
It's no battle rappers that's going to complain about the idea that, like, hey, I can actually do this for a living, like a job. The big name battle rappers can do this. They make enough, like Mook. They were saying like Mook might have got $100K for this battle. So it's just like, their contracts or whatever, like, I'm making enough to where this is what I can do for my job. And I don't see there's anything wrong with that.
No.
But the people who do have stuff wrong about it, like I was saying, are mostly weirdos and internet trolls who only want the battle rap to please them. Yeah. They don't like people like Drake, no way.
The other problem is, I think we always, and as in we, I mean black people, are always slow to monetize the things that we're slow to everything on the internet. We're slow to monetizing and using everything to its full advantage. So this is just another instance where it's like there's a lot more that they could be doing. And I think I troll, but let's be honest, Cassidy is on that wave where he's thinking about all the other ways they can get the bag. And it's gonna involve bringing a lot of his fans. Like, people make fun of him from having, like, yo, your fans don't know battle rap. Man, I'm trending on Twitter. I got, millions of views. And it's something that people act like they're too cool for.
It's necessary. I mean, at the end of the day, it's necessary. I mean, if you love battle rap like people, typically love it, it's necessary. Like, I want them to get to the point where they start bringing in, like, yo, you can get somebody from the industry, like, that's like a known name. Yo, I mean, you can't get Eminem or something like that, right? I think that's too much right now. I think you can afford an Eminem appearance, but like, if you can get somebody to come through, like, it just it's too mainstream now, dude. Who gives a fuck? Let somebody who don't care about taking the L hop in there
to pull up.
Drake, I mean, but I think it's labor of love for him. Honestly, maybe it will be for Eminem too, because he comes from battle culture. But yo, that's who I'm calling. Yo, M. Yo, Jay, you got some up and comer that want to come through? Like, anybody? Like, yo, what's up? Like, I think that's they have to get to that. And I think also, in speaking about what they should be doing differently or could be doing differently, as far as to appeal to the mainstream, no one's watching battles for 8 hours. You need to change that shit around, shorten it. You mentioned something about the venue change, Rick. You know what would be cool? If they had like, okay, here's like, okay, it's a two-part experience. We have the small room shit and we have the large room shit. So they or even have a large room event versus a small room event, right? Mix it up, right? I think if you start offering different things like that, it improves the product. Because you're right, I don't want to see Mook necessarily in a big room if I already feel like they're gonna be like, oh, we're bored, or again about how the battles are too long. It's the sixth battle of the night, like nah.
Yeah, like
Understand
yeah,
your audience better. Get those
right,
in first, and then the one of the really hype ones, have them at the end. That's how
right.
every other thing is designed. Do it
But
the same way. Fuck the name. The name ain't what it is. I get why you do it that way, but again, their setup seems weird to me. But again, it's growing pains. I get it, but like I said, those changes I think are necessary. 100.
They
percent
can really be a lot more creative about it than like they are right now. I mean, just look at any other platform or any other event where there's better production. I mean, this is like a
Yes.
digital event. There's a lot of things that you could do to make it a better experience for the majority of the people that are going to be watching it. Obviously, the people there, they're going to have a different experience. I'm sure there's merch, I'm sure there's CDs everywhere, but like it's a digital event. There's a lot more they could do with the production. There could be a lot more camera switches. Could be
Angles.
better angles. There could be like more information displayed on the app or the screen. There's like so much stuff. Like and at this point, it's kind of like during the battle. Like I know all these boys that rap, they got their own stuff during the battle. Why isn't there like a link for me to click to buy? Like from honestly from that
right,
battle with Easy in chess, like if there had been an easy way for me to click something to get to their information, they could I might have went and bought a CD, or I might have went and gave me some
yeah,
streams. I might have went and
Yeah.
did something like that. I mean, it's like people are they're like slow to the digital age, man. They're slow to the internet, and because of it, everybody else is passing us, and this is becoming like an archaic, like dinosaur type. Battle rap, man. This is the purest, most raw form, and that don't mean just because it's the most purest and raw form that it got to be the shittiest one.
yeah,
Facts.
right,
That's
right.
real. I
Yeah,
100% agree.
they got it. They got it. I mean, they got to get some better ideas. They should even bring some judges in there too.
Yeah,
Like you know what I
give it a
mean? Yeah, but put something more on the line. You know what I mean? Like
I think real judges, like not judges with biases or that like certain guys or know certain guys, because I think that culture has to be broken up too. Similar to how we talk about the NBA, and we'll get to some NBA shit later. Uh, I don't want a bunch of guys that are all cool to each other. Like I want a little more division on that. I don't want to feel like,
yeah.
oh well, so and so gonna pick up his dude and he gonna give his stats about why this dude should win. Like, could you imagine like you going to so we Knicks fans, well, at least two of us are. Could you imagine Randall being like, I know, me. Let's say we pick the not the six, somebody not in our division. Let's say, oh, like he say he's cool with Devin Booker. Randall's cool with Booker. He's just like, yo, man, my man Book, they gonna kill them boys over there. Like, you would never hear that. Okay, how cool we are outside of this shit. You ain't gonna hear me bigging you up. We not on the same team because this is an individual sport. So in every case, there's team, but there really aren't. Unless and like, I guess okay, I'll take that back. There are some like dot mom on other shit, whatever. I get that to an extent, but I think it's overdone in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't want
It's
to feel like, oh, we're all like you said in the battle, G, you were like, yo, Easy and Chess, they'd be going with some crazy bars, right? And they'd be like, yeah, I like that one. That was good. I like that. Yeah, good. Yeah, you got it. Yo, my bad, bro. My bad. Yo, fuck all that.
Yo,
We battling. We're not
I'm
cool
sitting there
right
like
now.
confused. Like,
You are the
man.
enemy. I need that
yeah,
aggression. That's what battle rap is supposed to be. That aggression. I want you to feel hurt when I say this bar.
Well,
I
battle
want you to feel
rappers,
like upset.
they're like, I don't know if y'all watch a lot of like comedy, but like there's like a subset of comedy. Like most of the average comedy is like comedians doing comedy for other comedians. And it's kind of like that with battle rap. It's like battle rappers are writing verses and rounds for other battle rappers. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but again, when you talk about growth, you know what I'm saying? You're
right.
writing stuff for inside jokes that y'all had when y'all was drinking at the crib last night.
Can't do
So
it.
only 7 of y'all get it.
And that
And the
and
niggas is on stage.
shit, it's funny. Like even John brought up something like that. Of course, they didn't care because it was Surf. But how like Surf be sitting there trying to collaborate with the dude he's battling to make like, oh, we gonna make this fire battle together. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, because he was saying like, yo, he did that with Geechee. He called John to try to do it with him. Like he was saying like he did those type of things, but no matter how corny it is, people didn't care.
Real like, again, I'll say one thing about real shit should outweigh energy and fake shit. Period. And it doesn't. And that bothers me.
It don't work like that. The world don't work like that.
It doesn't. But battle rap is supposed to be you can't copy respect. Shit real out here, supposedly. Anyway, that's my hell. I'll die on it gladly. It's fine. Any other thoughts on Summer Madness? Include and what they alluded so that they mentioned. I don't know if they mentioned. I forget because the app. Another thing. The caffeine app is fucking trash. Oh my goodness! Listen, I will pay y'all a couple bucks a month to give me something goddamn better. It drops out every 5 fucking minutes.
You know what's crazy? Like King of the Dot does their battles on Twitch, and it looks way better, but nobody watches.
Dude.
If URL was on Twitch, it'd be way better. But I know they got to deal with caffeine.
The crazy thing is, though,
if they're getting the bag, fine. But
just as much as they can stream to Twitch, they can stream to YouTube. Like it ain't that. Like technology ain't that hard. I know niggas that watch YouTube.
I mean, I think the problem is that you mentioned G late to it, not understanding the technology. And hopefully those things, if they're money based, hopefully, the growth that they're seeing will help them bridge the gap money wise, and they can invest into those things. But I think there's a knowledge gap, and we've talked about that a bunch of times off air. Like, it's a knowledge gap, just not knowing what to do, how to do it effectively. And so either you half-ass it or you don't attempt it, and that's why you have the product suffers. Like I'm watching battles and the shit just cuts out. I'm just like, and then how a battle is, you don't know if they're repeating it or is the lines just catching up from where it was. So I'm just like, all right, okay, he was repeating it. He got back to it. Okay, cool. And so those are the things like that concern me. Between that and the fans, I think it's still a good product. I think there's obviously a niche for it. It's just like, let's clean up some of this other shit that's within their power. I think it can still grow because like I said, I think we all agree that it needs to grow a bit for it to last. But yeah, I mean,
I think it's gonna last. I think it's big enough, but they do need to make some changes.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, they know this. They built it to what it is, so there's some understanding of what you have to do. So hopefully that trend will continue.
It just sucks to see it like this when and it's not to say that like we have all the answers, but it's like I get it, but man, this could be so much better.